what were you doing at the time that you actually met Mum?
Well, I actually became, years then passed and I became a sailor. I finished my apprenticeship in Hamburg, Germany, in Hotel Continental, which was one of the best hotels in Hamburg, direct city of Hamburg. And I did my apprenticeship there, and at the same time, but also to college. And I was a very young man, and the apprenticeship finished, and I received a Zeugnis or document, which I still have in there.
Really?
Yeah, still have in there.
Yeah.
And it said I did well, and that they were offering me a junior management on one of the islands to manage a hotel there.
Really?
Yeah.
Holy cow.
That's right.
Oh.
But I had enough at that time from, hotels and things like that.
Mm.
And I said no, that I would like to go to sea and see the world. Young man, go see the world.
How old were you about that time?
I'd say probably 16, 17.
My gosh. Yeah, yeah.
So just
Yeah.
the 4 years apprenticeship.
Yep.
And anyhow, my apprenticeship was quite funny. But one thing I did remember in the early time of apprenticeship, we always had white uniforms on, and always had to wear a napkin over the left arm.
Yeah, yes.
And in fact, I think there's a picture.
There is a picture. I remember that picture. Right. Yeah.
And anyhow, so one funny time was there that we had to take breakfast up. That was the early shift. We had to take breakfast up on the trays. And as you're very young, you become a bit cookie and smart to show to the other girls there how smart you are. And I was standing near the lift shaft, which was, that. And then one particular time, so on. Somehow I must have lost balance with the tray. And the tray went down the shift ladder, and like an atomic bomb.
Oh, no!
So it's something you don't forget.
Oh, I never heard that one before. Yeah.
But I have a picture still in there when I was serving as a, So, at that time, then I grew up, and then I went to sea. And my first ship was it was a wood container with special wood from Finland. And when I started first, I didn't know what hit me. I was just a young kid and didn't know what to do. But anyhow, one of the things I remember I had to do, I became very, very seasick on this ship, very seasick. But the captain, he was as hard as nails, and he said, fill the tank with water. Now the ship is going like this, and I had to fill the tank with water. It sort of sticks in your mind.
Yeah.
And I was so very sick.
Yeah.
But one other thing I remembered, we were coming through a port which was Sweden. We were coming through there, and we had to go through a schleuse where the water goes up or down.
Yeah, like one of those channels. Yeah.
And then I remembered something there. We were stopping there, and we had to put the cables on, and I had to the front, but the cable was just a real junk of a ship over the pollards.
Right. Yes. Yeah.
But being there, it was frozen. Everything was icy and frozen. And so here I was trying to lift up this and put it over the collar thing. But people were standing there just watching, So this German donkey ship. And one man, I remember he came over there and he said something. I said, hello, how are you? And so on. And then he came back again and he handed me a pair of gloves, which had leather inside and woolen outside.
Oh, that was
and I
nice.
said, well, he said, I want you to have it. I couldn't speak Swedish and so on,
Swedish, yeah.
and then wanted to have it. Yeah, that was the beginning of my seafaring time.
Right.
And but every couple of months we came back again, and so got used to it. And
So your work, you were mostly a ship steward after that, or like
this was just a deck's hand.
that was the deckhand, but you eventually
Anything dirty I had to do. It was, well, to get a job at the beginning
in the
is
beginning.
always very hard.
Yeah.
And so that's it. Later on, when I was on another ship, another mate and I, we actually jumped ship. And yeah, we jumped and we just shot through.
Really?
But we were captured later on. And not
Oh.
captured, sort of very nicely told, go on, you haven't got your passport. I think it was Finland.
Really?
Yeah.
So why did you jump ship?
Oh, we were just sick of it. You know, just young men's, no, we're going to dream about this, and so.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
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 So I jumped ship. But anyhow, captain, on the way back, the ship was coming back later on, fully loaded and was, you know, so we went back on ship and so on. Yeah. And then later on, of course, I upgraded quite a lot into somewhere merchant ships, which are ships which carry merchant, like food, butter, this, doesn't that. Other ones were, other ships were where they're transporting troops, and that sort of goes a little bit more into the war things, like, you know. And we went to France, and we had to pick up 2,000 troops and take them to Africa. And we were the stewards for these men. And they were just soldiers and so on. Now there's some pictures of that as well, still from the young times. And that was a troop, like a troop carrier type of thing. That's what you call merchant navy, or the other passenger lines, like. And then I worked myself up and up and up, and then later on passenger liners. And then towards the end there was a ship with the name of Caribia. You may have seen that one on one of the pictures.
One of the pictures.
Caribia.
Okay.
And the Caribia was a ship, was take port in Cuxhaven. And Cuxhaven was a U-boat port where the German U-boats used to be. And this is where we stopped there, and probably did 2 or 3 trips to Cuxhaven. But one particular time, and by that time I was already wearing a uniform, and at that particular time we loved dancing. I loved going dancing.
Yeah.
I had a friend and so on. But this night, one particular night I went by myself, and I became friends with Evelyn.
Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
but only drinking and dancing and things
Yeah,
like that and
Yeah.
so on.
Yeah.
We became friends, and you know, Evelyn was really much a girl like that type of thing.
Yeah.
And so when I was in port, I went to the same place, and we had a night out and so on. And then one particular night, we were dancing at this Schloss, Stadt Hamburg, the place. It's a dance place.
Dance place.
Dance and drinking.
Yeah.
And I was there one day, and that was a special day, because I was sitting like this, and then Evelyn was probably dancing that thing, and then a woman came by and stood on the side of me there, and Evelyn came back, and she was asking for the house key for the house. And then that was the time when I turned around, and I saw a beautiful young woman, and that was little Rosemary.
Yes.
That's how I met her.
Yes.
That was Rosemary, and very shy, I said, could I walk you to your home, and so on. And she allowed me to take her to her home.
Yes.
So we talked a little bit then, and told about Evelyn and dancing, that my ship was in port, that from sometimes we came in and so on. And this is, in the early stage, we became friends and asked if I could call again and this and that, and so I did. And this is how Mum and I became friends. We had wonderful times. At first up and down, but later on wonderful times, because I then went on to passenger liners and I also upgraded in my grades. And when my ship went out, she was there. Oh, the band was playing, and it was awful. It was beautiful, but awful.
Oh, yeah.
And when the ship came back, she was there again. She always took the train to Bremen, Hamburg, and different places.
Yeah.
And when saw the ship come in and out and so on.
Oh, wow.
I remembered her coming on ship. She was allowed to come on ship and
Yeah.
helped and so on.
Yeah.
And then that's how we very, 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 very much fell in love.
Yeah.
We had the blessing of falling deeply and wonderfully in love.
Oh, it's lovely.
Later on, we did have our difficult times, and that's just the up and down times in life, I
Of
think.
marriage.
Yeah, and at the time they seemed serious, don't even know what they were all about, like it's all just jealous stuff and so on, you know. But we went to a dome. Dome is, you don't know what that is. It's like a market with ride-ons.
Ferris wheels?
Yeah, all those sort of things. And Hamburg was the biggest one in Germany. And I took her there and shooting
Yeah.
toys.
Yeah, I think we've got a picture of
Oh,
Mum
there we
with
are.
a rabbit or
That's
something
right,
from
that's
a
right,
coat.
that's
Or,
right,
yeah,
yeah.
yeah, you've got.
And so I took her to that and then to other things, and we went dancing, and the ship was coming in and out and so on.
Yeah.
And then, yeah, and then there was a time when there was a hotel. It's called Hohenzollernhof. Can you remember that? I remember that still.
Isn't that wonderful?
The old things I can remember,
Yeah.
and the new things I can't.
Ah, yeah.
Hohenzollernhof,
Yeah.
and they wanted an experienced waiter, sort of organizing things in that hotel. And then I said, all right, I say goodbye to the sea. And I started there. I was close home, and then one day I heard that Mum was pregnant. And that was a wonderful story there. And of course, you know that later on you also know that there was a lot of talk about, I had actually met with an auntie I have in America, Auntie Minnie, and I've met with her, and she was in the process. She wanted me to come over there. She had a big business there, and also in the hotel bar situation, and she had a big business there and wanted me to come over there. And I'm sure that I would have worked in one of those businesses. And she already organized papers for me to come. But then and from time to time I went to America with the different ships.
Yeah.
And so I saw her. And one time, very strange story that is, perhaps, the captain, I was very much liked because I was serving some of the officers. I was a bit more graded then, I was serving the officers and things like that. And then one time, the captain was speaking to me. I said, my auntie, Tante Minnie, would she like to have a look and so on. And then he said, yeah, that'll be okay. Then let's come, bring her for dinner. And we have dinner here, and then you just be there as our guest and with your auntie. We have to get dinner together. But something awful happened.
What happened?
Oh, well, I can talk to you about now.
Yeah.
Something awful happened. Anyhow, I sort of greeted her, and then yes, Tante Minnie, wonderful to see you. I'm not sure if Marianne came too, but anyhow she came, and then we went inside. I think Marianne might have been there too. Marianne, do you know Marianne?
I know of Marion, but she's
Yeah, okay, that's the daughter from Tanzania.
daughter from Tanzania. Yeah.
And she came to, and then she came over to me and said that Tanzania had sometimes you have bleedings as a woman,
Yeah, period. Yeah, yeah.
you know, when
yeah,
you have period.
Yeah,
like,
yeah,
you know,
yeah.
and she was there, and she was frightened, and it happened in the captain's thing, So it's funny how you remember those things.
No.
Yeah. But anyhow, she was very quick to act on towels and stuff like that. Captain understood and so on, and the whole situation was fixed up. I don't know how, but I just remember,
It's a bit embarrassing at the time, I suppose.
That's right.
Yeah.
But anyhow, I just remembered that story because I
Well,
was
I hadn't heard that one either. Yeah, yeah.
So